Matt Steinmetz, Brand Director with OR Manager, and the Show Director of the OR Manager Conference and the OR Business Management Summit. And as we wrap up 2025 and look ahead to 2026, I'm excited to share some important changes we have in store for you here at OR Manager. Over the next couple of minutes, we'll give you a sneak peek behind the curtain to see what our team has planned for this community in 2026 and beyond. As many of you know, for nearly 4 decades, OR Manager has been the trusted resource for perioperative leadership, seeking news, insights, and community. But the perioperative landscape has changed. Care is shifting across hospital operating rooms, ASCs, and hybrid settings, with leaders facing new challenges that extend well beyond the OR. To reflect this broader, more inclusive mission, we're excited to announce that OR Manager will rebrand in 2026 as the Periop Leader Network. Now, this new name better captures who we serve and the community we've built, the full spectrum of perioperative leaders and decision makers who drive surgical excellence. The Periop Leader Network will continue to deliver the daily reporting, thought leadership, and educational opportunities that we know our audience relies on, while expanding our focus on ambulatory surgery, business management, and emerging technologies. More than a publication, the Periop Leader Network represents a connected hub linking perioperative professionals, vendors, and industry partners with the insights and the relationships they really need to succeed in these years ahead. And so now I'm really excited to introduce all of you to a new face. Joining our team in November as our new content editor was Joe Paone. Joe is a veteran B2B healthcare journalist with deep expertise covering the perioperative space. And Joe will join us to guide OR Manager's editorial strategy as the brand evolves and continues to expand its mission and prepares for its 2026 rebrand to the Periop Leader Network.
Thanks, Matt. I'm really excited to be here. And what really excites me about Periop Leader Network is that we're readjusting what we offer in order to meet our community where it is in 2026 and beyond. By transitioning from a monthly print publication with a website to an all-digital platform with more appropriate branding that provides fresh content, insights, and perspectives on a much more ongoing basis, we're optimizing what we can offer to our community. And that's a year-round virtual gathering place for information, education, and advice about perioperative leadership. And then each fall, our community will assemble and meet in person at our new fall event, Periop Leader Week, to network, learn, and grow, and refresh their collective and individual commitment to clinical, operational, and financial progress, improvement, and success.
Now, Joe, as you know, OR Manager currently reaches more than 100,000 perioperative professionals. So how are you envisioning evolving our content approach to really better serve such a diverse and continually growing audience?
Well, picking up again on how we're transitioning from a print magazine with a website into a community, the main point I want to stress is that every leader in the surgical industry, from the largest health system to the smallest ASC, has a voice on our platform. My vision is that this is no longer a media outlet, that Unitor actually imparts information to an audience, but an inclusive community that platforms many diverse voices to share their knowledge, insight, perspective, and ideas that can help each other succeed. And with that in mind, we'll be developing tools that allow our community members to interact directly using our platform as a meeting place. Stay tuned for that as we progress. But in the short term, I want every perioperative leader to know that if they have something to say, something they'd like to share with their peers, something that they and their teams have accomplished at their facilities, I'd love to hear about it and share it with our community. If you shot some cool video or put together an interesting podcast or produced a study, let me know. We're not an ivory tower here, and I am not a perioperative leader. It's your voice that our community wants and needs to hear, not mine. We're completely open to you, the perioperative leader, by definition.
Now, Joe, you've spent years talking with perioperative leaders across hospitals and ASCs. What are some of the challenges or opportunities that you think the new platform will help them address?
Well, as an editor with outpatient surgery for the last 6 years, I got to know leaders at ASCs of all types and sizes. And these professionals face some challenges that are unique to the outpatient side of the industry, for sure, particularly in terms of cross-functionality, doing more with less than many hospitals might not face. But there are existential topics and themes that apply to hospitals and health systems as well as ASCs. Patient safety, infection prevention, the patient experience, staffing, optimizing resources and block times, building cohesive and respectful teams. The list goes on. And many perioperative leaders have experience in multiple types of settings. So by sharing best practices and ideas from all sectors of the surgical industry, I think the opportunity for our broader community to learn from each other, no matter where they might be working at any given time, is massively exciting.
For sure. So to recap, Joe, at the end of the day, what makes the Periop Leader Network different from other resources available in the surgical services space?
Periop Leader Network is the only year-round community where OR, business, and ASC leaders can get trusted insights, real-time updates, and practical help from peers who understand their world. It brings clinical and business teams together, connects everyday challenges with real solutions, and delivers guidance that leaders can apply right away. Through ongoing touch points like our private Slack community, peer-to-peer Q&As, shared case studies, and connections that continue long after Periop Leader Week concludes, members have a built-in network that they can turn to anytime. With daily briefings, shared best practices, and continuous collaboration, Periop Leader Network helps perioperative leaders stay ahead of operational, financial, and workforce demands in a fast-changing surgical landscape.
Well, Joe, I want to thank you for sharing your perspective today with the community. Welcome again. We clearly have a lot of work ahead of us in 2026, but I can't wait to tackle it with you. I hope folks have enjoyed kind of getting an opportunity to hear a little bit more about you and about our plans for 2026 and beyond. As always, and as Joe indicated, we welcome your ideas, your input, your feedback all throughout the year. Don't hesitate to reach out to Joe or myself. I hope you all enjoy the holidays and have a safe, happy, and healthy new year. And we'll see you in 2026. Thanks.